What's up guys, we're here with another reaction video, and you can already tell from the title, it's going down. We've got another wild one on Fox News, with Jessica Tarlov completely losing it. She's all wrapped up in that alternate reality, stuck in that Trump derangement syndrome. But no worries, we've got Greg Gutfeld and Judge Jeanine here to bring her back down to earth. I'm excited to dive into this segment and see how it all went down. Before we jump in, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. Let's get into it.
Your thoughts on their lack of sinking?
Well, first of all, let me make a generic comment.
Okay.
This guy, Roe, is he's a bureaucratic, bloviating BSer. Okay? All he says is, yeah, we made mistakes. It was a bad day, but we really don't know what happened. Are you kidding me? It's been 20 days since a former president was literally shot, and you have no answers. And if there were policy violations, a person will be held accountable. You can't figure out if there were policy violations. Was there a staging area? Was there a meeting? Who was in charge of communications? I don't want to hear from you because you only want to save your job. I want to hear from the heads of the different departments that were involved in the threat assessment assignments, in the personnel assignments, and whether or not individuals who were on the ground had any communication with the Secret Service on the stage, because even the Secret Service was in danger because of the ineptitude of this guy. And I don't want to hear from him anymore. He has no answers. A 20-year-old outsmarted the United States Secret Service, which apparently is a $3 billion federal agency. I don't want to go over it again. The kid's on the roof. He's walking on the roof. People are yelling. There's a guy on a roof. The kid got the gun there. The Secret Service refused to have a drone with the locals. There was no local cops have a staging area. Local cops have communications where we're on the same frequencies. It's outrageous. And I think this guy's got to go.
Judge is feeling like all of us out here, true American patriots, fed up with all the nonsense they're throwing our way. You can see Judge almost slipping up, but that's why I always support her. She's real, straight from the heart, backed up by facts. When Judge goes off, you know it's about to get real. Let's go.
It's outrageous. And I think this guy's got to go. I can't even. Yeah. I can't say it. I can't because I can't say it on television.
Well, you have said it, so we got your meaning.
Did you get the meaning?
I got it. Yeah. Loud and clear. Could we play the SOTA about the drones?
We did not have a drone on site. We did not put a drone up.
Man, that first statement was fire. We didn't have a drone on site? Really? Even a 20-year-old could have had a drone out there. How are they missing the most basic surveillance tactics? It's like showing up to school without your notebook and pencil. This is basic stuff, and they totally dropped the ball.
We did not have a drone on site. We did not put a drone up. Based on the information I have right now, I am aware that there was a request from a local agency to offer to fly a drone on that day. And that is also part of the mission assurance review that I've asked to get some better insight in. One of the other changes that I implemented when I became the acting director is we are now going to leverage the use of unmanned aerial systems at sites now.
Do you feel relieved now, Jesse, that we're going to use some drones?
Why, if someone's offering you a free drone, do you turn it down? That doesn't make any sense. Hey, here's a drone so you can spy on the people trying to kill the president. No thanks. It doesn't make any sense. He also said, Jessica, this was the first time they've ever had counter snipers for Donald Trump this election. They didn't use them in the Bronx.
That's scary for real, especially when you think about how much love Trump has been getting on the campaign trail. I was so shocked when Pennsylvania went down like that. Trump's been getting love everywhere. Bronx, Pennsylvania, you name it. It's wild to think something like this could happen after all that support.
Never had counter snipers for Donald Trump this election. They didn't use them in the Bronx when he had high rises surrounding him in the Bronx. They didn't have any counter snipers in the Bronx. In Wildwood, New Jersey, with 100,000 people by the coastline, And the boardwalk didn't have any counter snipers. This was the first time Donald Trump, this election cycle, ever had counter snipers. And they're saying that it was only because there was an Iranian threat against his life. There has been an Iranian threat against his life since he waxed Soleimani. So I don't even believe that. I believe that they denied this, and all of these whistleblowers are saying these were denied requests. There was another whistleblower that said that there was a request for Secret Service threat assessment agents, and that guy, Rowe, the BSer, as Judge so politely describes him, personally cut these Secret Service agents that were supposed to do the threat assessment. That is absolutely crazy. And how do you not know there's a guy on the roof and you're using text messaging? It's a $3 billion agency, and you... Guy on a roof with gun. What? That's not how you communicate.
How were they even communicating? Seriously, no radio communication? Were they using smoke signals or something? That's some next-level negligence right there. Even local police use radios. It's hard to believe this wasn't a setup when you hear stuff like this. They really dropped the ball on something so basic.
Guy on a roof with gun. What? That's not how you communicate.
Jimmy, do you think that there will be a change in the way that campaigning is going to happen through the rest of the election?
I hope not, because I think it demonstrates weakness on the world stage that we can't protect our own leaders on our own homeland. Like, if they're not safe here, we're not safe here. And what are we saying to the world now? We don't run this joint anymore. But don't worry, because the acting director is actually giving Trump this new technology. It's called a scarecrow. They're going to have a scarecrow at every rally, and it'll spook off the street. I mean, it's so embarrassing to me that nobody gets fired. I think it's the biggest problem with government and the best argument between having a private sector guy in there. A guy in the private sector, the CEO doesn't want to own anyone else's failures downstream. So you fire them just for your own credibility with the people you're trying to lead. And this, nobody gets fired. You know what I mean? Generals didn't get fired in Afghanistan. Mayorkas should be gone for the border. Kim Cheadle only stepped down because they heard the new headquarters has a sloped roof. Okay, the point is, fire people. It just demonstrates weakness all the way across the board. And I hate admitting to the world that we're not safe and we don't know what we're doing. It's gross.
Kennedy, what do you think?
I think he's Kim Cheadle in a tie. I think his answers are just as unsatisfactory and unserious. But according to these whistleblowers, he actually had more of a hand in neutering the technology that could have been utilized by the Secret Service. Not just drones, but also, you know, the program throughout. He made these massive cuts. And it makes you go, oh, maybe there's a reason you have all of this technology so you can communicate, so you can see everything that's going on. And we are learning that one of those drones could have spotted and neutralized the shooter. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I am fascinated by the concept because
They had drones ready to go, but they didn't use them? I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Drones with M16s just flying around, ready to protect Trump. How cool would that have been? But no, they totally missed the mark on that one.
the shooter. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I am fascinated by the concept because, you know, I want to know more about the technology. But we're also learning more about the agency itself from the whistleblowers who are either in the agency and are worried about retaliation and are coming forward to senators like Josh Hawley anonymously, and people who used to be senior agents, and they're the ones who are saying, this is what we've been screaming about for years, these shoddy hiring practices, this forced DEI, the nepotism, the agents or, you know, prospective agents who fail polygraph tests but are somehow whisked right into the agency when they don't have the background, the proper training, and they shouldn't be the ones who are protecting the lives of presidents, vice presidents, former presidents, and their families. And it's not a Republican issue. Democrats should be scared as well. You better make damn sure that you are protecting these people at these campaign events, and they're also not saying, man, we're...
Kennedy makes a great point. Maybe the hiring process is the real issue here. I mean, all this stuff seems so basic, elementary even, yet they're screwing it up. Are they just letting anyone in now? DEI initiatives might be leading to people getting in who aren't qualified, and that's a problem. The elders in the Secret Service have been saying these young guys aren't up to the task, and now we're seeing the consequences. It's time to rethink who we're letting in.
that you are protecting these people at these campaign events, and they're also not saying, man, we are rethinking everything, we are beefing things up, we have 5 layers where we only had 2 before, and this is where we really screwed up. But you're not hearing that. You're just hearing, yeah, you know, the mission assurance, and we're giving it a little bit of a rethink. It's like, oh, I wonder why the Secret Service has a 30% approval rating. And this is the problem with federal law enforcement, because you have people on the ground and the FBI and the Secret Service and elsewhere who are warriors who want to do their jobs and want to do it well. Then you have these figureheads who screw everybody. They're only out for themselves, and they give entire agencies a bad name.
All right.
Other than that, I just
everything is fabulous.
It's a Bon Jovi song. You give Secret Service a bad name.
That's right.
A lot of people don't know that's what it was originally about.
So there you have it, folks. Another look at that tragic day in Butler, Pennsylvania just a month ago, where the Secret Service keeps making excuses. It's clear they're the ones to blame, and they need to fix their process. You can't just hire anyone off the street and expect them to be ready for such a high-level job. It's shocking that no one's been fired after all this. Kim Cheater and the rest of the leadership need to take a hard look at who's on their team and clean house if necessary. We can't afford another mistake like this. Let me know in the comments. Was this all a big misunderstanding, or was it part of something bigger? And don't forget to share this video, hit that like button, and subscribe for more. We're on the road to the truth. Hop on board for the journey. We're out.